Alright, Hawks Nation, the 2019 NBA Draft Lottery results are in, and the Atlanta Hawks have received picks number 8 and 10 in the 2019 NBA Draft. Now, I'm not going to give a instant reaction. Well, I'm going to give a reaction, but it's not going to be completely negative because I'm just a little bit disappointed with how tonight turned out for the Hawks. I was hoping for a little bit better. I'm disappointed that the Hawks didn't move into that top 5. However, I'm still going to think positive about it because not even a month ago, I overreacted to the Atlanta Falcons' first round draft picks. And a couple of days later, I realized it was kind of foolish to give that kind of reaction like that. Because after a couple of days, I realized to be more optimistic. Because the Falcons, they really improved their offensive line. But I've already talked about that. So, got to focus on the Atlanta Hawks. So, I'm looking at this as a glass half empty, glass half full. Glass half empty. The Hawks didn't move up. The Hawks didn't get a top 5 pick just like they did in the last year's draft lottery. That's the glass half empty. They didn't move into that top 3. But glass half full. They still came away with 2 top 10 picks in the NBA draft because they were in possession of the Mavericks draft pick because of the Luka Doncic trade. Well, their first round draft pick because of that Luka Doncic trade last year. Ultimately, when the Hawks got Trae Young and the Mavericks got Doncic. So that is glass half full. Is the Hawks, they may not have the most attractive draft pick in the draft. Or maybe they don't have an attractive draft pick at all. At least compared to the number 1 overall pick, what the Pelicans won. And we'll get to that at the end. But it's still good to remain positive, though, because the Hawks, they still came away with 2 top 10 picks, 8 and 10. And what's unique about these 2 picks, 8 and 10, is I think that there is a strong possibility that the Hawks are going to trade up, possibly in the top 5. I could see that happening, or I could see possibly the Hawks just waiting out to see if DeAndre Hunter's available at number 8, or maybe even Kobe White. Those are 2 players that I think are really sticking out to me right now at this position of pick number 8. So I'm thinking that if the Hawks feel like the player that they're wanting to choose at this point, which I think the smartest pick for the Hawks is DeAndre Hunter out of Virginia. I think I would like that pick for the Hawks. I'd be okay with Kobe White. The Hawks are on the rise, and the Hawks may have a young team, but it's interesting because the Hawks are starting to develop quite strongly. Because Trae Young's in contention for Rookie of the Year along with Luka Doncic. And the Hawks, they still have, if they decide to stick with these picks and not make any trades, just stay status quo, they're going to get 2 lottery picks, 2 top 10 lottery picks. But what I think the smartest thing would be to do is to just keep those 2 picks. But I could see a potential suitor that would possibly want those 2 picks. I could see one of them being the Los Angeles Lakers. Because the Los Angeles Lakers, they made an attempt to trade for Anthony Davis at the trade deadline. At least so we're told. And Anthony Davis requested a trade from New Orleans. And I think the Lakers are going to be willing to trade for Anthony Davis, but they couldn't figure out possibly the cap space, at least matching availability, like maintaining the salary cap space, whatever it is, and also with the depth of the team that they still needed to have. So I definitely could see the Lakers trying to trade for one of those draft picks the Hawks have. I could see that happening. I could also see the Hawks completely throwing away picks 8 and 10. Not really throwing away, but just trading them to someone. I could see them possibly trading them to possibly the Grizzlies. I could possibly see them trading them to the Cavs. I definitely see the Hawks trying to make an effort to trade into that top 5. Because I think that there is some people there are some prospects that they want, that they think that may not even be there once it reaches to pick 8. And 3 prospects that are sticking out to me at this point: DeAndre Hunter out of Virginia, Kobe White, which I think will probably be there at pick 10 if they so choose to go with him. R.J. Barrett, he's sticking out to me. So those 3 prospects are the ones that stick out to me. And what's best for the Hawks? Well, I can't decide that. I would like to see the Hawks trade into that top 5. However, I think it may be the smartest thing to keep those 2 picks. Although I could see them trading up, I think the smartest thing would be to keep those 2 picks, because draft picks are valuable in the NBA. Well, draft picks are valuable in any sport. But we've seen how teams develop. We've seen Golden State build through the draft. And the idea is to be like Golden State. And I think last year, by drafting Trae Young and Herter, I think the Atlanta Hawks could end up becoming the Eastern Conference Golden State Warriors. It's only a matter of time and patience. And Hawks Nation, sooner than you know it, the Atlanta Hawks will blow Game 7 of the NBA Finals. So let's get into the big story of tonight's NBA Draft Lottery. The New Orleans Pelicans got pick number 1, and they have won the Zion Williamson sweepstakes. And there was a rumor out today, which I don't believe in rumors. The reason why I don't talk about rumors on this channel is because I don't believe things until they actually happen. But there was some rumor that said that if the Knicks got the number 1 pick tonight, they're going to be looking to trade that. They were trying to look for a package deal for Anthony Davis. And also, Colin Cowherd ran his mouth about claiming that he has a source that says Kevin Durant to the Knicks is a 100% lock, it's a guarantee, and he's in contact with other players. Stop. Just stop. Nobody on Golden State's going anywhere. Nobody on Golden State is going anywhere until they actually lose in a playoff series. Nobody on Golden State's going anywhere. So there's no need to talk about it. Kevin Durant's not leaving. Curry's not leaving. Klay Thompson's not leaving. Draymond Green's not leaving. If anybody on the Warriors is going to leave, it's going to be Boogie Cousins. So really, there's really no need to talk about this. However, Anthony Davis requested a trade last year from the Pelicans. Everyone thought that he was going to be traded to the Lakers to pair up with LeBron. But getting this number 1 pick is going to, I think it may have saved the Pelicans franchise. Because now, Anthony Davis, he may want to stay in New Orleans. Now, Anthony Davis has gotten a little bit emotional. I mean, Anthony Davis was even taken out of the lineup. He was taken out of like some team video or something at some point last season. But I think this could be the best thing to happen to New Orleans, is to win the Zion Williamson sweepstakes. And this is the most hyped up NBA draft lottery since LeBron James. So what the Pelicans can hope for is that Anthony Davis wants to stick it out in New Orleans. Maybe see how 2019, 2020 goes. See how 2020 and 2021 goes. Draft Zion, pair him up with Anthony Davis, and just see how things go. So that's my overall analysis on tonight's NBA Draft Lottery. So Hawks Nation, it's a glass half empty, glass half full situation. And for the Pelicans, will Anthony Davis now be encouraged or motivated to stay in New Orleans since they have won the Zion Williamson sweepstakes? It's going to be interesting. I'm planning on doing an NBA mock draft this season. I apologize that last year I only did 1. My goal is to do at least 3 or 4 this year. So I will see you next time. Have a good night, good day, whenever you're watching, and I will see you in my next video.